Hello and happy midweek from Radically Rational and RadicallyRational.com. There are people today saying that the Supreme Court has lost its very foundational legitimacy. There are people saying that. I know that because I am now one of the people saying that. It's broke. These are no longer sober arbiters. They are power-drunk executives of political action committees. And what happened here was unconscionable. You know, Chief Justice Roberts has always struck me as a very quiet, mannerly man. But if he got those other 8 black robes behind closed doors and cranked up the volume to about 325 decibels and uttered as many hyphenated epithets as he chose, I wouldn't blame him, and in fact, I would respect him for that. Once again, lying comes with no price. Look at the confirmation hearings for Alito, for Gorsuch, for Kavanaugh. They lied their asses off. And once again, there's no price to be paid. There's no accountability. And it's kind of ironically interesting that when they're testifying in these confirmation hearings, they're not under oath. And then there's the Jenny Thomas thing, so don't forget that either. You know, it's good to have aspirations and goals, and my immediate goal is I want to talk Susan Collins into a card game, because I would wipe her out and steal her grandkids' inheritances in less than 10 minutes. Has there ever been a more gullible human being? Don't think so. All right, so it turns out that was more than just a Trevor Noah joke. The White House Correspondents' Dinner as a super spreader event? Yeah, it became a super spreader event. What the hell did you think was going to happen? This wasn't a roll of the dice. This wasn't a situation where, gee, I hope we're lucky. This was math and science being math and science. The fact that there was going to be an outbreak was not only inevitable, it was guaranteed. And that is the reason we have been unable to vanquish this in 2.25 years. Because we just will not accept the fact that Hey 19 don't give a F about your independent research or your political orientation. It's math and science being math and science. And that's why we burned 2.25 years and 1 million American lives. On the sports side, I just found out like 5 minutes ago that the first NFL game to be played in Germany is going to be between the Seahawks and the Buccaneers. That's cool. You know, I had a couple of years a German. I'm good with that. I do want to say this. I so respect Titans quarterback Ryan Tannehill for disclosing that he went into a deep, dark depression after his Titans, his top-seeded Titans in the AFC, lost that playoff game to the Bengals in a game in which Tannehill threw 3 interceptions, including one on the very first offensive snap of the game. It happens. He got very, very dark about this. And I think disclosing that and disclosing that he went for help and went through therapy, I think that does everybody a real service. And I think there's a lesson to be learned there. That's not weakness, that's strength. I'm reminded of Don Meredith. Don Meredith's last meaningful game, that playoff loss to Cleveland in 1968, which was just devastating. Meredith went into such a dark place that he retired at the age of 31. Okay, I'm always reticent to classify a sports injury as a result of a cheap shot. You better be sure when you say, okay, I'm sure. Man, what Dylan Brooks did last night to Gary Payton II in that NBA playoff game, that wasn't just a cheap shot, that was bargain basement. Get him out of here. And I thought it was so cool that Warriors coach Steve Kerr was caught on mic and on camera saying, hey Brooks, Get the F out of here. I could not agree more. Congratulations to Dusty Baker. Dusty, we love you and we're lucky to have you. 2,000 career wins. That is just way cool. And finally, the Bengals, they get a little prickly. They feel disrespected. They say they don't like hearing that they're a fluke or a one-hit wonder. I agree. That's a very good football team. And they'll be right back in the Super Bowl mix if only their otherwise wonderful head coach, Zach Taylor, will pull his head out and stop making stupid fourth down decisions that cost his team a series of games last year, including the Super Bowl. We're radically rational.